Act 1. Darkness. People screaming. A judge bangs a gavel hard.
Order!
Let us read it.
Lights up. A courtroom. A judge presides from his bench wearing black robes. He is still banging his gavel, screaming for order. Jane Heap stands on top of the table for the defense in the court of the Southern District of New York. Sitting at the table are Margaret Anderson and their lawyer, John Quinn. Jane has an outburst by standing on top of the table. Quinn is trying to get her off the table. Adjacent to them at the table for the prosecuting attorney sits John Sumner, the only witness for the prosecution. And behind the prosecution and defense are a few onlookers of the trial. They are literary types, holding books, wearing sweater vests and peasant hats.
Genius! Order! It was the poet, the artist who discovered love, created the lover, made sex everything that it is beyond function. It was Mr. Sumner who has made it an obscenity.
Quinn realizes he can't control Jane and slumps into his chair. Jane is kicking papers from the desk into the air. Quinn starts catching them and picking them up.
Free Ulysses! Let us finish the masterpiece!
Order! Bailiff!
Jane tilts her head down to look at Margaret, who has a devil-may-care smile. Margaret makes eye contact with Jane while onlookers from the court are screaming about literature. The judge keeps banging his gavel. A team of bailiffs runs into the courtroom to control the screaming onlookers. Scholars throw books at bailiffs. Papers fly in the air. The bailiffs are physically restraining the onlookers. Jane is ripped down from the table and handcuffed by the bailiff. Jane and Margaret make a flash of eye contact. Margaret licks her upper lip seductively to Jane. Jane smiles back. Jane is taken off the stage by the bailiff who handcuffed her. Little by little, the bailiffs overpower the scholars and drag them off stage.
Most of you have no clue who I am, but that's fine. You'll be caught up to speed this evening as it proceeds. Tonight will be a complete chronicle of my biggest regrets. My name is Margarette C. Anderson, and I was once prosecuted for obscenity by the United States Post Office.
Quinn keeps picking up the papers that Jane has kicked all over the stage. He's still in the courtroom space.
We were serializing a book in our magazine, Ulysses.
Margaret enters the space of the courtroom, which is now empty, except for Quinn.
Margaret, I don't think any of this today will be good for us.
The pencil necks were in full force today.
I mean your co-defendant.
She's very cross with me.
What? Why?
Her natural reaction to being troubled is to take a full-blown riotous demeanor, which suits her amazingly.
Jane doesn't play well in front of a judge. I wish you would make my job defending you easier. Or at least Jane could try to make my job easier.
Do these types of events cost extra?
We'll discuss my legal fees later.
Are they going to release her, or did she just break a whole new slew of laws?
I mean, she broke more laws than I can count on 10 fingers. But I spoke to the judge, and he's declaring a mulligan.
Buck Mulligan?
They're not charging her with anything. Don't try to slip a Ulysses reference by me. I'm better versed in the prose than most.
You're a subscriber to our magazine.
Are you familiar with another way to read James Joyce in this country? If we don't win this case, I'll never get to finish Ulysses.
Is that a conflict of interest?
Jane is not giving us a fighting chance. Jane standing on the table yelling bloody murder is not what our defense needs. She needs to calm down.
Wait, what? You can't ask us to calm down. We're Jane and I, we're like prize fighters out of weight class. We're going down swinging. If I go to jail or face other penal punishments, it really won't matter. Getting this work out is the
You
only...
can't publish from jail.
Getting the little review out every quarter is more important than anything else I can think of. Are we really going to jail?
No. My clients don't go to jail.
How can you, me, or anyone else know whether this book is obscene or not?
The prevailing view of obscenity is based on an 1868 English case called Regina v. Hickling.
Listening to the British. We had a whole war about not listening to them. And then another one in 1812 or 1814. History is weird.
That court defined obscenity as material that corrupted those whose minds are open to immoral influences.
So obscenity is defined
In other words, the young. The question we are answering is, will the young be exposed to thoughts of a most pure and libidinous character?
Libidinous?
Excessively lustful. It's a combination of libido and heathenness.
That is such an amazing word. Oh my God. I have to find ways to use it more often.
I learned it for this trial.
Jane is in a state.
Why?
Well, us literary types are a strange brew.
Do not let my stature and respect fool you, Ms. Anderson. I know my fair share of poets and artists. I've been known to find myself in a bohemian circle on occasion.
She caught me carrying tackle.
Carrying tackle.
She's offset.
Because you've been carrying tackle?
Do you understand me?
Is this about fishing?
It's one way to put it.
Pardon?
She caught me with another woman.
Come again?
I took a left-handed honeymoon. She caught me with another woman last night.
Woman.
An officer brings in Jane, handcuffed.
A libidinous character enters.